Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the MTLS-1G14, which is a Tier 3 American premium light tank with a double cannon. It's located on the south spawn of Abbey, and this one is under the command of D-Tronics UK of REBRN, and I often play with him on his live stream on Twitch TV. Now, he sent me this replay because it's actually quite comic as to actually what happens. He's got twin cannons, as I said. This is a tank that was produced for the Dutch army but never actually got sold to them. And it's a 37mm cannon with 40 alpha and penetration of 66mm of armour. Now, he's actually headed up on to the heights above the west side, but he's actually going to make his way across the west passage and take on the enemy on this side. Now, he's got two cannons, so they've got a half-second shot between each shell, and if I remember correctly, the reload time is about 4 or 5 seconds between reloads. It's quite a nippy little tank, but well, the chieftain described it's probably one of the worst tanks the Americans ever produced, and he might be right about that. And he gets a shot into the M3 Stuart. It's actually an 8-second reload, sorry. I think it's 8. Or is it? No, not 8. Well, he's come across the enemy and he's backing away because he wondered if he was going to get attacked by all of them at once, but it looks like they're fairly well occupied, and our BT7 Arty is actually making a good job of defending that corner as well. Now, not wanting to get hit by two tanks at once, he's taking it very cautiously and gets two lovely shots into the strib. Now, what's funny about this replay is actually what happens later on during the game. Now, he's trying to get shots on that strib at the moment. He's got a T-29 behind him and he backs into him, which kind of is blocking him. But D-Tronics decides he's going to push ahead, gets two shots into the strib, goes around the corner, faces him face to face, pumps those rounds in. Unfortunately, he's taking a lot of damage from the strib, but the strib dies, I think, almost by ramming himself into D-Tronics. In fact, that strib was Fluffy Little Kitten, another friend from REBRN. Now, he's trying to fire on the BT7 Art across the way there, but he's not getting any shots. But look what happens next. T-29 further up the road. D-Tronics decides to go into the... Oh! He's rolled it! He goes over the edge. Lakeside, or... Yep. Waterside. And he can get out of here, but he's actually deciding to stay here and tempt the enemy to come down to him. Now, an enemy tank has come in. It's a BT7 Art, and he got 2 rounds into him. And another 2, but it took a round for 48. He's down to half his hit points and lost his driver. Gets one in there. Can he get the kill? He's got several enemies above him now. Yeah, you can see, yeah, they're all gathering together at this lookout spot, and they can see he's below them. And they are going to try and make an attempt to kill him. And here comes the Panzer IIIe. Whoa, big mistake. He lands safely enough, but D-Tronics then goes to work on hitting him, as well as some of his teammates. And another one came flying down and died in the process. The BT7R crashed, and it's now 5 versus 6 enemy. Now, there's still an enemy up there, an M3 Stuart. Is he going to make an attempt to come down as well? We're hoping so. D-Tronics is trying to tempt him to come down. Or it doesn't look as if he wants to come down. No, he's being hammered. And yep, there you go, he's gone. Okay, so we've got an MTLS a short distance away. D-Tronics is going to try and get shots on him. Yeah, gets one in. It's actually a 4.5 second reload. That's what I was looking for. Yep. Couldn't get shots there. Goes into the pool. You can see it's fairly deep, but not deep enough to drown you. At least not in most parts. The MTLS is not in sight. BT7 Art, no shot. Oh, knocks down the column right on top of him. And it is deep in that spot. And he's now the last one left alive on his team, facing 5 opponents. So what is he going to do? Well, he's going to pop into this little cave, which is a very good holdout spot. The enemy knows he's down here. They must have seen that on his mini-map. And he's now going to hold up inside the cave and try and be safe from the enemy. You can see he's nicely positioned right in that corner. And if the enemy, they have to come towards him to get shots on him. In fact, actually, he's now bushed in the cave so they can't see him. And there's bound to be one of them who wants that last kill. Yeah, he's just checking to see that he can't be seen. One of them's bound to come down. Yep, they are capping now. Oh, and he pops out the cave. And just as he does that, a Panzer 1C turns up, but he's very low on hit points. And one shot's enough to finish him off. And there's 2 in the cap now, so I think that D-Tronics realises he can't stay here because he needs to get to the cap and get a reset if he can. So he's just thinking about popping out. Okay, he's going to come out. Now he can come up by this area here. They're capping quite quickly. I don't think there's any chance of him getting to the cap now. But he might as well see if he can get one more kill. Oh, he's found one! And in fact, actually, it's an enemy on their side. It's a Panzer 1C. And he rams him, pushes him up against the wall, and finishes him off for one more kill. And that is the end of the game. Well, I suppose the comedy factor in that one was that pool where enemy tanks were throwing themselves off the cliff to try and get him and failing in the process. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, only a second class tanker for D-Tronics UK, but he did get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy. A master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating hits in a row. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A fire effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. And a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he managed to get 6. And his win rate from the game was very high. 9,608, which is Super Unicum, some standard and a bit more. And yeah, there was no other medals, but it was funny to watch at the end as those enemy tanks were leaping off the cliff at him. Well, the highest damage in the game was actually done by the BT7 Art. He got a high caliber of 1,390 hit points, whereas D-Tronics managed 1,138, and there were the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 hit points of damage. And when it came to kills, he had the highest number, shared it with the BT7 Art. Both got 4 kills each. And when it came to base XP, yes, he had the top with 716 from that game. Even though it was a losing game, he still scored the highest base XP in that one. And 685 went to the BT7 Art and 683 to the other one on the enemy team. Both of those guys died. He fired 36 shots, got 22 direct hits and 20 penetrations, damage of 1,138 hit points, the majority of which was at close range, 42 hit points at long range. 9 hits received from the enemy, 5 penetrations, 3 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash. That was the BT7 Art. 108 hit points of damage blocked by armour. He spotted 3 enemy vehicles, damaged 7 in the enemy, killed 4, and got 503 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 30,602 credits, and after repair, ammunition, respawn, consumables took away 25,599 credits. He received 1,074 XP, got 644 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 1,718 experience points altogether. Said no medals, but it was funny seeing that happen. And of course, he did take out Fluffy Little Kitten, who's in the same clan in that game, and he just came across the guy and decided to ram him. In fact, actually, it was Fluffy who rammed into D-Tronics after he was low in hit points, and that's what caused Fluffy to die. So that was a bit of comedy as well. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.